Hello, everybody. Hey, this is Brenda. Um, and I usually say with Kids Clothing Creations, but we're going to change that name to Creations by BIM, BIM, Creations by BIM. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to show you how to make the extra large hair scrunchies. So this is an example of one that I made earlier. I've got a tub full of them down here. So, but we're going to make, and I've got several to finish off, but I thought I'd go ahead and make this video before it got too dark because I'm still in the light from the window here. So the first thing you're gonna need is your fabric, your scissors, elastic, and I believe this is 3/8, your machine, and a couple of safety pins, and stick pins to hold it together while we close up the very end. So the first thing we're gonna do is, well, I'm gonna use this color because it's already here on mine. And this is the scrunchie. This is the hair scrunchie here. And this is I strongly suggest, this is spandex and polyester. I think it's 90% polyester and 10% spandex. So that's what this is. I have another one that's good fabric is rayon and spandex. Anything with spandex in it is going to give you that stretch, and then it's it's really soft, but it goes around twice. And these I charge a little more for because it's a really nice material. And this material is at the Joann Fabrics here in Indiana, which is about the same everywhere. It's like $16 a yard, right at $17. So I always try to get it when it's on sale. So you fold your fabric how you want to. I folded it so that I can get 2 long strips. And because I make the long scrunchies, the extra large scrunchies, I use 36 inches, actually 36 by 6, or 6 inches by 36 inches. So it's folded to give me 2 strips, and I'm gonna show you how it's folded. It's folded the long way. It's folded the long way. This is the short fold. The short fold stops about, it's about 36. But you fold it the long way, you can get 36 inches twice. So that kind of cuts down on a little bit of your cutting, and you can have 2 in 1, okay? Push that out the way. Push that out the way. And I go a little past the 6 inch. This ruler is 6 inches, and I go a little bit past for the seam allowance. For the seam allowance. Okay. And then I open it, and then I just cut the part that's folded up here. And now you have 2 strips. Okay, push you around just a little bit. Now these, one way you can do your hair scrunchies is, so we're going to leave 2 inches on each end, because that's where we're going to attach each end together, sew each end together for the tunnel. First thing you're going to do is fold it. Facing each other, the face folding each other. You're going to start 2 inches, and you're going to, I'll be real quick, okay? You could go ahead and get set up.
What kind of leg brace I can use?
I'll see if you can use Daddy's leg band thing.
That smell?
Yeah, I smelled it too. I don't know. You got to get all that old McDonald's over there, Steve. Let me finish this.
Mom,
So you're gonna, let me get done with this, please. You got to turn it down all the way. So you're gonna have it facing. You're gonna start 2 inches in, and you're gonna stop about 2 inches before you reach the bottom. And I'm just gonna keep this red thread on here because it matches well. Okay, about 2 inches. My ruler is upstairs, but I normally do measure 2 inches. 2, 1, 2, 2 inches. And you don't want to start at the very end because you don't want to kind of go off. So you do not start at the very end so that you can have a little seam allowance on that right side. Press your foot down. You're going to start and you're going to go back just a tad. Again, this is polyester and spandex fabric. Cut off a thread, the excess, then we're going to flip it inside out. Now some people use the little gadget to turn it inside out, you can use a safety pin. I just use my hand. It's much quicker. You know, back in the day, the way your mom used to do your socks, roll them up on your hand. And you may say, well, you're stretching the fabric. Not really, but you do want to make sure, and sometimes I do it all the way and sometimes I don't. Pull it all the way in. Flip it inside out. You want to ensure that it caught all the way through, that you did not like go off the edge of your fabric. That'll leave a hole in the in your hair scrunchie. These are real good if you have braids. For my sisters that have braids, a lot of hair, you just want to hold it up, pin it up. So then I go down, I make sure there are no holes, that I caught everything. Now I'm using a zigzag stitch. Just making sure I caught it all the way down, making sure there are no holes in here. Because if you catch a hole, you can go ahead and fix it. You can go ahead and go back over that spot. Okay, so we're good. So now we've got this end open and this end open. You're gonna turn it with the seam down, put the two ends together, and make sure they are lined up evenly. Make sure they're lined up evenly. Put one corner to the other corner of your two open ends. Got one corner to the other corner. Pull out thread. Put that under there. Start as close to the edge as you can. Always turn your wheel towards you. Edges are together, my two ends are together. Now you're gonna sew a little bit, then you're gonna flip it and turn it so the other ends will meet. When you got your fabric down there, make sure it's not bunched up under there. Make sure it's flat. Pause so I can put my other two ends together. Got my other two ends together, making sure there's no fabric in the way under there, and finish up. Put that out. Done with that. Let's cut off our excess thread here.
Number one.
Now we've got that. Got a circle.
It has not been.
Now we're going to feed our elastic through.
It's Friday.
Elastic, we're going to use 10 inches.
It's 3 days.
Got my little
Okay.
tape here.
Look.
Hey guys, I'll let you know when I'm done. I'm gonna measure 10 inches, 10, and then we'll cut. Ugh. So now you need your pins. You got your 2 pins here. Gonna put one end on the elastic and put it on the little opening where your opening is. Oops, that's the piece. So where your opening is, don't forget to subscribe, please. Like and subscribe. So that's one end I attached to this, to the seam that we just sewed through there. So one attached there. I put the other, is this in the way? I put the other pin on the other end, and we're just gonna feed it through, close it. That's like that. I'm just gonna feed it through. And I normally try to stay with my seam so it won't get twisted. Just feed that all the way through, and it's gonna come out at the other end. It's gonna come out at the other end, and I repeat, I do not sew my elastic. I just tie it. I've tried sewing it and wearing my hair scrunchies, and so much pull, you can only wear it about 3 or 4 times before that elastic comes apart.
Hey, what are you doing?
Okay, so now we're out at the other end. You take this one off. Make sure you hold on to the elastic though. Then you grab the other end.
Yeah, come here. I got it.
Hold on to the elastic. Still holding. Oops. Then you got both ends of your elastic. You want to make sure it's not twisted in there. Make sure it's flat on both sides. And then you just bring them together and you tie them. Now, if you're using the elastic that's like 1.5 inches, I don't know how you would do that. That would need to be sewn. You tie it and you pull it.
Wow.
You pull it as much as you can, okay? And that's that. Now we got a scrunchie, and we just need to close that end up. This is where I do pin it. So I take one side and the other side, kind of pull it where where it'll almost just fall in place, and you tuck the ends in. Make sure each strip is together, because you got the strip on each side, right? So just make sure that part is together. And this is why I use my machine that has my walking foot on it. This Singer Heavy Duty is what I use for blankets. Now, what most people do, they just sew that open and close. But it always looked incomplete like that. So I actually go all the way around. I go all the way around my hair scrunchie, and that reinforces the seam. So this is when I do the pinning. I don't pin that little hump in there. Then I pin this side. Okay. Put this on the sewing machine. And like I said, I sew all the way around, because if you sew just that little opening, to me it looks incomplete. I know that's where some people may put their tags. I've got to order my tags with the name of my company on it. But for now, Stevie, he's on Fortnite. So we're gonna sew this, and that's your final step. Ouch. I hate it when you stick yourself. Make sure there's no fabric, extra fabric under there. And now, and as you go around, you're gonna continue adjusting your fabric all the way around and making sure you're gonna pull it a little bit, spread it out a little bit to make sure that there's no extra fabric under there. Make sure those ends are coming together at the opening that you're really closing up. As you go over the hump, take your time. You want a nice hair scrunchie, and you don't want to have to, you don't want to waste fabric. Making sure my ends are together. Fabric is out of the way. Now I've passed the part where the opening was. Now I'm just going to stitch all the way around my hair scrunchie. It just gives it a more finished and polished look to me. So you put the pieces, kind of pinch where the seam is. You kind of pinch that seam and spread your fabric out so there's nothing under there. You're sewing as close to the edge without running off. And I'll give you a close-up once we're done.
Okay.
When you get to where this thread is, that's where you started. So that's where we'll stop. Now I'm going to try to make sure that my needle is in the fabric when I'm adjusting this. We're almost to the start. And where we started, that's where we're going to do a little backspace.
So squishy. Wrong spot.
Almost there, guys. this is where we started, so this is where we will stop. Take your time when you're going there. Put your backspace over the same spot. That's that. Okay. Now again, you decide the spot where you're gonna insert your the name of your company or your little tags. I've got mine on order, so I'm gonna show you the hair scrunchie closer. So, isn't that pretty? And you can see the edges where we kind of reinforced it all the way around. Like I said, I used the zigzag stitch. And you got a nice, durable hair scrunchie. It goes around twice. If you want it to go around 3 times, then you need to make it much longer. And your elastic would be much longer. So, okay, that's it for this video, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll bring much more to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.